Hi everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. Let's talk inside 100 yards. I know many of us get around this yardage and we have the anxiety of standing here and fearing that we're just going to knife it all the way through. Especially on a par 5. We've done the hard work, we've got it here, then we absolutely muck it up. We'd actually probably rather lay further back, get a 9-iron in our hand. Now today we're going to talk about the biggest mistake made with weight shift with short irons. So let's start off by getting the yardage to the flag right now. Let's give it a bit of a laser. So playing 56.6. Couldn't be a worse number for most of us. That is the position where, is it a half shot? It's not quite a full shot. Is it a 3/4 shot with our irons? It's really hard to know how we play it. Do we bump and run it? So the wedges I've got in my bag are a 58, a 54 and a 50. What wedges do you guys carry? Get in those comments down below. I'd love to know what wedge setup you have all got. So let's start off by talking about what club I would choose. In this scenario here, I'm torn between a 58 and a 54. A little bit downwind, 58 is going to give me a bit of height. 54 is going to be more of that half shot. 58 is going to be more of that 3/4 shot for me. So we're going to hit one with each, but the setup and how we're going to work through this stays exactly the same. So let's come round to the face-on perspective and let's get my 54 in my hand first. I want to just talk about the setup we want to have in this pitch shot and then talk about some scales which really helps us still hit on this down. We've also got the wedge, which we're going to talk about as well. So, set up for a short pitch shot. I want you to use these rules. You have to use them. 2 club head widths apart. Anything inside 100 yards, we have to use this rule. 2 club head widths apart. Into the golf ball. If I place my golf ball down and my golf club down, I've got here a reference point where my toes are just at the end of this label on my wedge, and this would be the same relevant to what club you've got in your hand. So you can see on that close-up there where my toes are at the end of this label. I then want you to make sure the ball's just back of centre, so just to the right of where your zip is. Pull the left half away and open up those hips relative to target. So shoulders stay parallel to target, hips are a little bit open to our ball to target line. Now this is a really key factor. Having these hips a little bit open will actually restrict how far we can turn back. Adding a little bit of weight on that left hand side, this will actually restrict how far we can go back. The pitfall where people go right now is, we'll stand to this 50-50 with that weight, transfer our weight back, transfer our weight through, sometimes not get through enough, other times get through great. And any time that we are moving this weight on such a short shot, we are moving our low points from behind to in front, from behind to in front, fat and thin shots. What we're wanting to control with this setup is keeping that low point just ahead of the ball all the time. So again, ball just towards the back of the stance, 2 club head widths apart, weight a little bit left, hips open, gripping in the middle of the stance, toes on the label. Now keeping our weight left, I want you to feel it's anchored there and stays there. Helps keep low point ahead, but it also restricts how far back we can turn. There's no hip turn going on. Weight staying just here. So let's hit this one away and we'll go a little bit more into these scales. So 54 here, weight a little bit left. Let's see how close we can get this. Oh, I like it. A little bit past the flag, a little bit past the flag. Okay, so let's go into now my 58. So a little bit more now. That's my 50 actually, wrong one. So we missed one thing off here. We know this video is all about weight shift, but it's really important we associate weight shift with how we set up to the ball. So weight a little bit on the left hand side, and I want you to use 60% on your left. And I want you to imagine you've got a set of scales here, which keeps 60 on your left, and then moves through, let's say, to 70 once we've hit the ball. It's not driving through too early. I want you to feel it stays 60, we collect the ball and then we move more onto that. So it definitely feels more like this rather than like we would in a long shot. We're not looking for that speed. We're looking for control of speed, but we're more bothered about accuracy. So they bring this wedge in here, and this is a really good way of actually showing you low point here and what we're trying to control. If we stand to this 50-50, as we mentioned about that big pitfall, transferring our weight back, don't quite transfer it through, we're going to really struggle to hit down on this. We're going to contact this wedge. Keeping my weight on my left hand side, 60%, and then keeping it there at impact, moving it to 70 to the finishing position. We're really controlling that low point just ahead. We're able to hit down on it. We're able to create that spin. So using these rules, let's hit this one away now. Hopefully avoid this wedge, and just talk through what we summarised in today's video. So we're in, 2 club head widths apart. Weight a little bit left. Open the hips. Grip it in the middle. Toes on the logo. We're in here. Keep it there. Let's strike this one away. Oh, a little bit short. As you can really tell, I need to get better at this number. Not a favourite number for me, but let's have a walk up to the green. Just finish this video up here. So summarising what we're saying, the biggest pitfall is when people start too much 50-50 with this weight at address, and then either don't transfer it through or transfer it through too much and get really steep into the back of the ball. The idea is with this, we've got a quiet leg setup. We've got quiet legs in the whole swing. We start with 60%, we keep it there to the impact, and then we can add a little bit more through. A nice, simple way to get a great strike with our short irons. And hopefully going through the process in which we've gone through there, you've got some rules for you to use. They've actually not turned out so bad. Now the proof in the pudding is if you can complete these, we're going to definitely lower our scores. Thank you so much for watching today's video, guys. Use those rules, and let's remind you them on the side of the screen here. 2 club head width apart. Weight a little bit on the left, 60%. It stays there throughout, and we finish on 70. Hips a little bit open to our shoulders. All these factors help us control low point. Let's not drive. Let's keep the legs quiet throughout the whole motion. Thanks for watching.